Good evening. My name is Tom Abbott, and I guess I'd call this the Making Up for the False Start video, uh, and welcoming you to the Sport Management, the Sport Economics course, SMG 401, and I am the instructor for this course, and yet I didn't know it till this morning, and I'm coming to you on Wednesday night, September 4th, a week and a half in. So rather than explain all the details of the problem, there was a few administrative missed connections, and class has come together, and yes, I will be taking it on for the umpteenth time. I am generally the guy that teaches this course online and have been doing this for over 10 years. So welcome, and from myself and my good friend Dr. Grable and Sport Management Department in the Business School. We're sorry we got off to such a rocky start, but as I see, most of you did. Most of you jumped in and took on the challenge of answering the discussion questions in the first week, and I will get to those and look at what's going on. I can look at the introductions, and we're a small group. So as I said, in a small group, to myself, a small group, I think we can be, I said it in my introductory note that I just posted a few hours ago, we can be a little bit more flexible and a little bit more unstructured, if you'd like, and still get in our what are now 7 weeks, really 6.5, just about everything we need to do to make this a successful course. And in fact, what I would like to do, and I hope to do it with you, is because we are such a small group, we are in the process of absolutely rewriting the course in not so much its basic structure, but in its content, and making some shifts and making some new topics more prominent and adding some new materials and taking away some of the old ones, and so that this class might end up being a little bit of an experimental group, and we will try out some new stuff that I'm including in writing the class. So again, thank you for your patience. Thank you definitely for your initiative in getting into this class and taking it on yourselves, and now we're going to be able to move forward. So a couple of things I wanted to get into, and especially in procedure. You'll notice in there a couple people actually had put up a question in the Ask the Professor section of the discussion board, and I also got an email from somebody saying, what's the assignment for this week? How do we do this? There's not an assignment for every week. There's actually going to be 2 longer assignments over the course of the coming weeks, and I'll explain those to you in detail, and we'll actually get a head start on a couple of them probably next week. What I really value and what I really want to do is I want to use the discussion board in a really active manner. This is where I personally believe that a lot of the work of learning takes place, is in the times that we are literally talking about it with each other. This is the end of your sport management degree for most of you, right? You're right down near the end. You've learned a lot about the concepts, you've learned a lot about the mechanics, you've learned a lot about the basics of sport management, and now here's a case where we're going to go back and look at some big picture stuff, which is what economics is. It's big picture, and we're going to be putting it all together into a couple of assignments that I think you're going to find interesting, and they are on a rather high level. So this is I think a chance for us really to use everything we know and use everything we think we're going to use when we get out into the sport world. So bear with me for a few more days as we kind of get things organized, and I think it's going to be fun. Now, maybe just, you can read my bio. I've put it up there for everybody to know. You notice right here in Post Tennis, I've actually been assistant tennis coach for both men's and women's tennis at Post for the last 11 years. That's one of my prime sports. You want to know a little bit about my sports background? I've actually been playing tournament tennis for over 50 years. As you can see, I'm not the youngest character out there, and I've been coaching at the Division II college level. Well, here at Post, as I just wrapped up my 11th season, and coaching both men and women. That's like 22 seasons. So I've been a coach for quite a while. Actually, did my doctoral studies. The topic of my doctoral dissertation was Division II sports and how it is used at many colleges. So I consider myself at least a minor expert on intercollegiate sport, and it's one of my passions. For those of you who are exchanging, I'm trying to catch up because I didn't get a chance to participate in the introductions. I will own up as the season starts this week to being a New York Giants fan. So we're going to see how the NFL goes. We do spend a couple of the first discussions actually using the NFL as a mechanism to look at the way a lot of the operations take place that affect the economics of sport. I played college soccer way back. Did my first college soccer game 47 years ago, so that I'll give you a hint as to how gray the beard is. And played at the Division I level at Boston College, so it's been quite a career. So I've gone with soccer. I didn't give up playing organized soccer until I was in my 50s. I played a ton of basketball. I've effectively ruined my knees, but I thought it was three wonderful sports to play for soccer, tennis, and basketball. Did a wonderful thing for knees. And one of my daughters was a Division I athlete at Syracuse in rowing, and I noticed a couple of guys in the introduction mentioned ESPN. She's been with ESPN for over 10 years in the production side of things, and she's actually just spent this entire month in New York City helping produce the U.S. Open. And she's gotten to travel to just about every major sporting event in this country, cover the NFL, cover college football, help launch the SEC network, and now does back to some one-off things. And she has a specialty in electronic setups. And without her and her team, you wouldn't see a lot of the things that you do see on ESPN. So when people talk about their career in sport management, there are many ways we can get you into it, and we can look at. Noticed a couple people mentioned the idea of becoming an athletic director, and I have actually just completed a study that goes a lot into looking at the role of athletic directors at the college level, particularly at the Division II and Division III levels. And at that level, there's about 600 athletic director jobs out there in the country, maybe 700. But really, that's not a big number, so it's kind of a tough position to come by. But the one thing I can tell you is that the role of the athletic director in college is changing, and it's changing rapidly. And we can do a lot of discussion around that. If you have any questions about anything, I'm really kind of accessible. As I mentioned in the bio, I was the program chair for business administration. I'm what I want to refer to myself right now as semi-retired. I probably have as much work as I did when I was a chairman of the faculty. I was actually president of the faculty for some years. It's a better life for me now. I'm just pretty much teaching rather than being an administrator. So, and I'm going to do some research. I'm actually going to a meeting tomorrow at another college where I'm going to meet a colleague, and we're working on getting a publication ready for the Sport Journal. So a lot going on, and as you can see from the way I talk about it, sports is a big part of my life, and it's a big part of my academic life. And one thing I will do, I'm going to use this medium, the video, frequently. It's a lot easier for me to sit down and talk to you folks than it is for us to attempt to exchange emails and discussions and things like that. And maybe actually what we'll try with the small group some night is if we can get everybody on the same time schedule, we might be able to do a video discussion, which I think would be a really fun thing to do. So those being said, I'm just saying, please give us about another day to get things reorganized. I just got access to this course this morning, and I'm looking to see which version they put in, and I'm going to be changing a lot of it to the absolutely new version. It actually isn't really scheduled for release until probably March, but we're going to be trying out some of the new stuff. Remember what I said, there's not an assignment every week, but there's two bigger ones, and I'll be explaining those to you. The discussion is what's really important. And again, my apologies for the little mess up that prevented me from getting into the class until now, but we're going to make sure that you get the quality of class that you deserve and the quality of class that you want. So if you have any questions, my contact information is now available to you. Please make sure you get a hold of me, and I will talk to you again soon. Thanks.